Yeah, we on Boss Talk TV. Shout out to E. He the reason you see me.
Hit some new lows over the weekend with the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them and doing everything they can to score political points from it.
ABC Network saying Jimmy Kimmel Live will be preempted indefinitely. It comes after Kimmel's recent comments about Charlie Kirk. Here's our latest reporting.
Tom, that's right. ABC telling NBC News that they will be taking Jimmy Kimmel's popular late night show off of the air indefinitely after comments the late night host made earlier this week about Charlie Kirk's assassination and the motives of the man accused of killing him. Now, this also comes just hours after FCC Chairman Brendan Carr suggested that the FCC could take action against Disney and ABC for Kimmel's comments. And it also comes after Nexstar Media Group announced in a statement that their affiliates would not be airing the shows, saying that they, quote, strongly objects to recent comments made by Mr. Kimmel concerning the killing of Charlie Kirk. Now, NBC News, we've reached out to Kimmel for comment, and we have not yet heard back.
Wow, man. Hey, guys, make sure you like, subscribe to the channel. Look like Jimmy Kimmel show will be taken off air due to his comments. When it comes down to Charlie Kirk, they're not playing when it comes down to who he is and what he represented and just his legacy. And, sometimes if you don't have something good to say, it's best not to say nothing at all. That's the way this thing go. OG, you there?
I'm right here, Russ. This is a sad time right now on a real serious note. But as Malcolm said, the chicken's coming home to roost. Orson Welles wrote a book in 1929 called Big Brother's Watching You in 1984. And he wrote this book in the 20s about being surveilled and how the government would go into a dictatorship. And it was called 1984. The book was.
Okay.
And we're seeing this in live living color right now for a major host that's been misleading America for the last 10, 15 years that I know of with Jimmy Kimmel. And all of a sudden, out of a whim, because you said something of another white man, you get exiled. They may be coming looking for us this morning, E. This is serious here. I mean,
yeah. Well, one thing about it, man, and this is something that I think you have to be considerate of, man. Is everybody is pretty much playing the game to look at things in a way to where, some people that are offended, if they run it, when you own something, you could do what you want to do with it. They said on Frank Lucas. They asked him, why did you call, she asked him, why you didn't call the club Frankie's, or why you didn't call, and he said, he told the woman that he was going to marry, he said, when you own something, you can call it whatever you want to. When he had took over his mama house, y'all go look at Frank Lucas on that movie, American Gangster. And when you own something, you can do what you want to do with it. And it may not be something that's popular. It may get you banned. It may make it to where you ban somebody. But this is America. And so when you're dealing with this stuff nowadays, man, it's a total different ball game than what it used to be. And it was strict back then too, OG. So it ain't nothing new. It's certain things that America and FCC, they've always had rules. So this ain't nothing new. You can't, really say that they hadn't banned or took somebody off air before. But for such a thing as they doing it now for, I believe, is we're in a sensitive culture, OG. We're in a sensitive culture, even though your mouth is reckless, and you from the old school, and you talk like your mouth is reckless, and you from the old school, and you'll say whatever, and that right there. Yeah. You mean you? What? Well, please. Really. OG, you've said some things that, yeah.
Oh, now you snitching.
No, I'm not snitching. This is already public information. You came on lives and said things, but it's your opinion. Back in the days, Richard Pryor, you remind me of Richard Pryor days and all the time when when comedy first started, and what's that old boy name?
Now I'm a comedian.
No, or either Malcolm X. Hell, if you want to be serious about it, you're just not a person that's going to hold your tongue and say, you don't tiptoe around. So that's why the people love you. That's why they love you. Me, I'm more of a professional than you are. If you want to be honest about
You're
it.
more of a professional.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
No, I'm the guy that says we want to do better. When Charlie Kirk first passed away, I told you that Charlie Kirk had kids and everything, and I told you that this was a situation.
I don't care.
But still, you gotta have compassion.
That ain't compassion. That's fear.
That is not fear. That is not fear. If you feel for a man that has lost his family member.
How you feel for somebody you don't even know?
Yeah, but you gotta have respect for people. I told you, the human race, the whole mankind. You think back when people did, we are the world, we are the children. They didn't know them children in them other countries. We are the ones that make a brighter day. So let's start giving. They were giving to them kids in Africa and Nigeria and all across the country, going and building schools. Yeah.
Yeah, they sang that bullshit then, and Jimmy Kimmel just took off his show yesterday. So that wasn't shit, was it?
No.
We Are the World.
We Are the World did what it needed to do in that time. You heard Michael Jackson came on that thing and he said, "We're living it up." Yeah, man, you gotta go listen to that We Are the World, man. We Are the World brought the country together. It brought the country together. It brought the singers together.
I like it when they made it. I don't like it now.
I'm telling you.
You're singing on key. Save that shit. Write it down.
Say, Mike them sung that song, man. Mike, who I was on there? I think Quincy Jones, he can't even sing. He just standing there.
He produced it because he can't sing anymore. And he got all of them Rainbow Coalition, which after the Rainbow Coalition, it became a symbol for homosexuality.
It didn't, OG. Why not? Are you serious? See, you can't. See, that's what I was talking about just now. I just was talking about that. Matter of fact, what was I talking about yesterday? Who was that yesterday talking about pulling up? Dr. Umar was talking about pulling up on Rosecrans. I wish he would have pulled up on you yesterday behind you saying some of the stuff you saying on here. Now, what you say?
Yesterday would have been his day. The show been on Eyewitness News if Umar had to pull yesterday, because yesterday he could have got it.
Oh, okay. It's true. That was not a good day to come to Rosecrans.
I was doing Dirt Dog Band yesterday. He sure could have got it.
OG, I'm just saying, OG, that was songs out here that made a difference, man. When you look back at R. Kelly and them had a song that was the same way, where they came together and they did a song that brought the world together.
Your conversation is so hypocritical.
Whoa.
You're talking about all this unity, and this segment is about Jimmy Kimmel getting axed for saying something against a radical white man. So that don't even make sense.
First of all, what do you mean a radical? That's what I'm saying. You say some of the damnedest thing. Radical.
Well, if it had been a black that got shot, they'd have called him a terrorist. And he was such a terrorist. He walked around talking about dividing America, which this white American did try to divide America. Excuse me.
It's okay. It's okay. I cut that out. But
I'm gonna get bleeped out for this. And if the people that watch the millions of people that watch Jimmy Kimmel's lame ass. And I like Jimmy Kimmel. He was on Jimmy Kimmel's show. I went to Jimmy Kimmel's show, not with Mike, I think B. Brown and Whitney. We went on the Jimmy Kimmel show with the little fat Mexican boy. He has a nice layout. I mean, and he's a host to everybody. You know, he's really warm. And I was just to help, and he was really cool, you know. So he ain't one of the good old boys as we see, but it's when this happens to somebody like him. You know what? Have you seen that movie Mississippi Burning?
Yeah, a long time ago, G.
Okay, Mississippi Burning says something that's so significant that you hold true to. That you should hold true to, and people, well, I don't like why. The guy that's Gene Hackman, he was a Fed, right?
Right.
And they went in because they had these missing white boys. It was really about the white boys, and it wasn't about the Negro that got killed, but they went back to Mississippi. And the Fed from Boston asked Gene Hackman, man, how do these people think? What's wrong with them? And so Gene Hackman says his father was a sharecropper. And his father was a sharecropper, and it was a brother named Abraham lived next door that his father was a sharecropper. And when his father and the two fathers got together in the fields, they helped each other kill the soil and pick, and he said he was at Abraham's house and Abraham was at his house and everything was just fine. They were just two poor sharecroppers together. And he said one day Abraham's father bought a mule, and he said when he bought that mule, he wasn't able to go to Abraham's house and Abraham wasn't able to go to his house. And he said his dad was at the bar and they laughed at him that this nigger got a mule and you ain't got a mule. And he said right after that, Abraham's father's mule came up dead. And then they left up out the house. They had to get out of there. And so he says, when I was about 16, we were on our way to church one morning. And I looked over at Abraham's empty, toe-down shack. And I thought about him. And then I looked at my father, and my father looked at the house, and my father looked back at me. And when our father looked at me, and I knew he had killed Abraham's father's mule.
Wow.
And when my father looked at me and he said, son, if you can't be better than a nigga, who can you be better than?
What do that got to do with anything?
What that got to do with that? The saying, everybody in the world, if you can't be better than a nigga, who can you be better than? Nobody, they want our rhythm, but they don't want our blues.
Oh, gee, this ain't got nothing even, we ain't got a dog in this fight, as you always say. Why is you making it about black and white?
Al Sharpton, you got a dog. You're talking about the great American way and talking about good old Charlie Kirk.
I was saying we are the world and talking about coming together and unifying, that's all.
And I said, ain't nobody gonna come together with niggas because
they did all, they came together and tried, why not try again?
Who tried?
Quincy Jones and them did We Are the World, and they tried to come together. There's been a lot of things, a lot of concerts for different deaths and different drug movement. When the drug epidemic happened, you guys, you was over there when what that boy did, We All in the Same Game, Michael Conception. There are movements where people try to come together, OG.
Do you know a man by the name of Oliver North?
Yeah, for sure.
Oliver North was a general in the Contra Costa that brought drugs to an AK-47 to South Central. This is what Snowfall was built up off of.
No, Snowfall was built up off of Ricky Rouse.
That's the illusion.
Freeway Ricky Rouse.
You're so shallow, you only see what's in front of your face. You don't understand. No. That whole Snowfall was behind Contra Costa, bro. Wasn't about no free. He was set up like every other Negro was set up.
OG, why do you have to try to act like you just so deep, man? I respect you in the utmost, but I think, wait a minute, why you so deep when it comes down to black and white? That's all I gotta say.
Wait a minute, how did you just fix your mouth, L. Sharpton, to say I act like that? I am that.
OG, all I'm saying is you definitely make it. I think that when you look at Jimmy Kimmel's show and you look at what he's going through, it's very dangerous, and I agree with you, but we still can beat this. We still can do better. We still can try to come up with a way to recognize it, and maybe we can beat this if we just have a conversation. You don't think they can sit down and talk?
Wait a minute, you just said you talk out of both sides of your neck. You just said we don't have a dog in the fight. Now we can beat this. Which is?
No, I'm saying when it comes down to making it a black and a white thing. Let me stop you, because when I said that, I was talking about you making it a black and a white thing. This is a thing where, where our white counterparts they having an issue over there. So you now have to be pretty much a place where they can come and say, hey man, yeah, we had an issue, but we need to figure out how to do better. And so a person like you could be the mediator and say, well guys, y'all got to do this and you got to do that to do better than what you've been doing. That's what you gonna tell them, OG? That God thought about you ain't worth a dime. Boy, every time I talk to you, you ain't got no kind of way to have no common ground when it come down to no. There's no common ground with you. There's either 100 or 0.
That is the common ground for everybody.
Wow.
Everybody, you can go to any preacher, anywhere
I agree with
in
that.
the world.
I agree with that.
And you say everybody want to go to heaven, but don't nobody want to die.
Yeah, man, you right about that. I say that often to people, but I just hate to see it like, okay, here I am with it, OG, and this is me in a nutshell. And everybody, I know y'all be watching and y'all say, man, what boss talking about? Man, OG, right? Man, OG, tell him. But I gotta say it, man, that the country, it seems to be divided a lot of time with all this mishap, with all the stuff that's going on.
It's been divided.
I'm trying to figure out a bridge instead of a wall, OG. We can sit back and throw rocks at each other and fight like hell, but it ain't gonna resolve our issue. It ain't. We can argue and spat and all that.
We don't have an issue. That's white people's issue. You ought to know.
No, I'm talking about the overall picture now. I'm talking about the overall picture now. I'm talking about the overall.
My dad said you gotta know when to pick your battle, son.
Your dad was right, but I'm telling you, overall, our children are in these schools. Our children are in these places, and our children is at these tax offices. Our people is at these tax offices paying taxes in the same offices for a land that pretty much a lot of times we don't own the land, but we paying taxes on it. We don't own but at the end of the day, we are in the middle of this thing with everybody else. So gee, that's all I'm saying.
We're not in the middle of shit. We're the last to get fired, the first to get the first to get fired, last to get hired. We're not in the middle of nothing but death and taxes. And once you understand, my whole point is this, bro. And we can just discuss it, but my point is this: just like Orson Welles said, 1984, when the government is having the power to dictate what happens to regular people in America, we're in a disastrous state. And like my grandfather said, if you're able to do this to a white man, what you think they'll do to you? Wow,
and I'm going to say this on just to pretty much add to what you're saying. These rules haven't just started. There's always been rules when it comes down to regulations and standard, when it comes to whether it be media, when it comes to whether it be rules in the neighborhood. It's rules everywhere when you look at taxes, all kind of stuff. So this is one of those moments where you might not like the way the thing went down. But as my boy Melvin Farmer said, what you gonna do about it? What you gonna do
That's
about
the
it?
point. What you gonna do about it?
Man, hey guys, make sure y'all get in the comments, like, subscribe to the channel, man. Me and OG went down through there. We sometimes don't agree, but that's my friend. That's my guy.
Never.
So all I'm saying is, guys, get in the comments. Let me know what you think about Jimmy Kimmel's show being taken off air. And that was a Trump thing, and you didn't read it, but we need to read that. I told you we need to read what Trump had to say about it, OG. You didn't see it? Hold on. Trump said, great news for America.
Great news for America. Now, if that's not a dictatorship.
He said the ratings challenge Jimmy Kimmel's show is canceled. Congratulations to ABC for finally having the courage to help what had to be done. Kimmel has zero talent and worse ratings than ever, Colbert, if that's possible. That leaves Jimmy and Seth two total losers in a fake news ABC. Their ratings are also horrible. Do it, NBC, President DJT. You know, so evidently the president he was cool with this. You know, I'm just saying the country is so divided right now. It's just a trip, man. Guys, I don't know what else to say, guys. I'm gonna pass it back off, man, to y'all. Y'all enjoyed it. Hey, man, listen, man, they tripped out. This is crazy. Get in the comments, let us know what you think, man. And if you're still watching, man, know this, man, that listen, man, Dame Dash not trying to hear it, bro. Dame's got his eyes fixed and his teeth back in. Boss Talk 101. Download the app, review.
Yeah, we on Boss Talk TV. Shout out to E. He the reason you see me.